This is Casey's Place, a 6-bedroom respite house in Syracuse, New York, 10,000 square feet on 3 acres. After more than 10 years of planning and 1 full year of fundraising, this is the ribbon cutting.
We're all on the same page, and the page is that it's all about the children. And that's the way it just should be. It should be all about the children, and that's what this project is. They deserve it, and thank you so much for all your support.
It's a win for everyone. It's a wonderful place, and one of those resources that we've needed for a long time.
It is a wonderful day of hope for all the families that take care of disabled children every day in their home to be able to use this house for a break, and a great day for the kids that are going to have a wonderful place to come to.
These are the people who live at Casey's Place: Alex, Michael, and countless other boys and girls from throughout Central New York. They're young people with multiple disabilities, and my son Kevin is among them. Youngsters who've never had a friend, never been to a sleepover, never been invited to a birthday party. Kids who need special care with parents who provide that for them 24/7. Now, thanks to their parents and a huge outpouring of love and support from their community, now these youngsters have Casey's Place, living there 1 weekend at a time, visiting sometimes 1 afternoon at a time. The kind of place that typical kids and families perhaps take for granted.
Well, this is the first weekend of the opening of Casey's Place, a respite house for kids with disabilities, and right now we're having a little cookie making activity.
Hi, Grandma.
Renee, what's your last name?
Renee Thornton.
Thornton, okay. And tell me what you're doing here today.
Making cookies.
Making cookies, are you having fun?
Yeah.
Tell me about some of the people that work here, are they nice?
Yes.
Is this a nice place to come to?
Yes.
Tell me about your room a little bit.
I sleep in Syracuse SU room.
And do you like it? Do you think it's neat?
Yes, neat.
This place is a little bit nicer and different than your house, huh?
It's different than my house.
Are all these kids real nice to play with?
Yeah.
Casey's Place cost, well, it should have, could have, and would have cost nearly $1.4 million to build. As parents working together, we were able to raise about half of that, $700,000, directly from the people of Central New York, after telling our story on television and in the local papers. Another parent, builder Doug Klepper, is directly and indirectly responsible for lining up everything else needed to finish Casey's Place through contributions, donations, in-kind services, and supplies provided by himself and his colleagues at the Home Builders Association of Central New York.
All the local suppliers and subcontractors have just stepped up to the plate in a big way and supported this project. The roofing and siding on this building were 100% donations. Every product in here was either given to us at cost, under cost, or in other cases, full donation. And I had 8 or 9 of Central New York's finest builders all stepped up to the plate and said, I will give you a guy for a day or 2 or even 3 to help you do all the trim work in this house. All the professionals that have worked on this project, my surveyors, the architects, the mechanical engineers, there was a landscape architect involved. All of these guys gave us basically 50% reductions in their normal professional fees. It's just been incredible.
Doug is certainly the driving force behind this, but this project presented a perfect opportunity for the Home Builders Association of Central New York to show what the National Builders Care Program is all about. And that's all about builders like Doug getting involved in their community and doing what they do best, building houses to meet a critical need. And there certainly was a critical need here in Central New York for this pediatric respite house. We had probably 100 members of our association who did something, all the way from just showing up at provide a couple of hours labor, or sending their crews over there, or dipping in their pockets for a cash donation, to donating materials worth thousands and thousands of dollars. We estimate that there were several thousand volunteer man-hours that went into this project from our members, and upwards of $500,000 in donated materials, labor, or some other in-kind contribution. And it allowed the facility, Casey's Place, which is a unique facility. There's not another facility like it in the United States of America. Not one like it in the United States of America. It did a couple of things. It met a critical need, and it also provided a model for other home builders associations and other communities to do something like this, because this need exists in every community in America. The generosity of the builder community allowed Casey's Place. This project started out with a budget of about $750,000, and once they got into it, they realized that we really couldn't do the job that needed to be done for that kind of money. The only way that it was going to be done was by getting these donations so that we could work within some kind of a reasonable budget. Diane Napa said that because of that generosity and because of the workmanship, because of the donation of materials, that they were able to fill everything that was on their wish list. I mean, when that project started, of course, they had the basics there, and then they also said, well, we'd like to have this, and we'd like to have that, we really need to have this, we need to have that. They were able to fill every one of those needs because of the contributions from the builder community and others in the community to make this project a reality. And I mean, I've got kids and grandkids too, and I just can't imagine that kind of a situation. I can't imagine the kind of a situation that some of these parents are in, where they never have the opportunity to just do something. They always, the first concern is always that they have to make sure that the children's needs are tended to. And as you know, in many cases, these needs are 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 365 days a year. There is no break. So people realized that, they understood that, and they came through big-time fashion.
$250,000 in the form of a state grant came from State Senator John DeFrancisco, who believes passionately in the project.
And it's very easy to say yes to somebody and a group of people that are doing the right thing for the right reasons.
Casey's Place is named for Casey Crichton, who was born with multiple disabilities. Casey's parents first met builder Doug Klepper when Casey was little. By the time Casey was 6, Mom and Dad wanted Doug to build their family a special, totally customized house where everything would be accessible to Casey. Well, on the day when everything was ready and it was time to move in, Sue Crichton went up to get Casey, only to discover that Casey had died in her sleep sometime the night before. Now, all these years later, her memory lives on forever at Casey's Place.
For myself, Casey's mom, Casey's dad, Bob, Kyle, raise your hand. Casey's brother's here too. For all of us, this is a great honor that it's named in Casey's memory. It's wonderful that her memory lives on in such a special, wonderful place here. But I wanted to thank each and every one of you, all of you who allowed a little girl who came to us 16 years ago, who couldn't walk, who couldn't talk, who could never see, but touched us in a deep way, and that you've allowed her to touch you, and you gave back to us so this could be possible. And I just want to say that her spirit and the spirit of all these kids live on in all of your giving. Thank you, Central New York, for making this dream come true.
Casey's Place is about a $1.3+ million facility that they was actually constructed for around $800,000.
And the day it opened free and clear. There's no mortgage.
There's no mortgage, and it also should be pointed out that there's no charge to the children or the parents that are able to use this fantastic service.
Casey's Place provides respite for children from birth to age 21, on weekends, after school, and school breaks. It's expected to operate year-round, 24 hours a day, by the 3rd year of operation. More information is available at the Family Capped website, www.familycapped.com.